Absurdism is the idea that humans naturally want things to make sense. We search for purpose, explanations, patterns, reasons for suffering, and reasons for living. We constantly want reality to explain itself to us. But the universe does not seem eager to provide clear answers. The absurd is not simply random weirdness or surreal humor. It emerges from a collision. On one side, there are human beings constantly asking questions. Why am I here? What does this mean? And on the other side, there is reality itself, responding with silence, ambiguity, or no answer at all. The philosopher most associated with this idea is Albert Camus, although interestingly, he rejected being called an existentialist. Camus looked at a difficult question that most people eventually encounter in one form or another. If life has no guaranteed meaning, then why continue living at all? Strangely, this feeling is something you can also see in the films of Yorgos Lanthimos. His movies often create worlds that feel bizarre on the surface, but beneath the weirdness lies something very familiar. In The Lobster, people are forced to find romantic partners or be transformed into animals. In Dogtooth, children grow up inside an artificial reality created by their parents. These worlds seem ridiculous at first, but the discomfort comes from recognizing something unsettling. The rules may be strange, yet people still accept them without question. The absurd is not only found in the universe itself. Sometimes it exists in the systems we create and choose to call normal. Camus believed that people tend to respond to the absurd in a few different ways. Some decide that life is not worth living. Others escape into systems that offer comforting certainty, whether through religion, ideology, or explanations that remove the discomfort of uncertainty. But Camus argued for another response entirely. He believed in accepting the absurd and continuing anyway. His most famous example appears in the Myth of Sisyphus. In Greek mythology, Sisyphus is condemned to an endless punishment. He must push a massive boulder up a mountain, and every time he reaches the top, the stone rolls back down again. Then he has to begin all over, again and again, forever. Camus asked something strange. What if Sisyphus becomes fully aware of the pointlessness of his task and still continues pushing the rock? Not because he suddenly discovers a hidden purpose, not because things become easier, but because he chooses to live and act despite the absence of ultimate answers. Camus ends with a famous line, "One must imagine Sisyphus happy." The idea is not that nothing matters, so you should give up. It is closer to saying that perhaps nothing arrives with built-in meaning, and because of that, you are free to create meaning yourself. Think about ordinary life for a moment. You study hard, get a job, earn money, follow routines, grow older, and eventually die. At some point, a thought quietly enters your mind. Wait, is this all? Absurdism does not rush to comfort you with a reassuring explanation. It simply says that maybe there is no cosmic answer waiting behind the curtain. Maybe the question itself never disappears. So what do you do tomorrow morning? Camus' answer would be surprisingly simple. Wake up, drink coffee, love people, make art, laugh, suffer, continue. Not because the universe promised meaning, because you decided to.